Alright, I'm all set up and ready to start my little experiment. I've always wondered which tank treatment for RV black tanks and gray tanks works best. So I bought several of them. I've got 8 of them here all together that we're going to try. I'll show you all the brands as we go through. What I've got is I've got all the treatments. I've got one bottle for each of them. I've got the bottles labeled. I'm going to put in a tiny amount, probably a quarter or eighth of a teaspoon, I haven't decided yet, in each one. And then I've got my wife's dog's dog food. I'm going to put, I don't know, probably maybe 4 nibbles of dog food in each bottle. And then 2 or 3 sheets of toilet paper. We have Cottonelle. It's the Ultra Clean Care. We do not buy the RV specific toilet paper. It is so expensive, but we do get the septic safe toilet paper, and we've never had a problem with it. So I'll get the experiment set up and get pictures as we go, and maybe a little bit more video. And I just thought maybe you might be interested in finding out also. Okay, up first we have Organic Happy Camper Odor Free Holding Tank Treatment. It's the only one that we have that is not liquid. It is a powder, but you add 1 scoop to your toilet bowl. Fill your toilet bowl first with a gallon or 2 of water. Add 1 scoop and immediately flush. We're going to add 1/4 of 1 teaspoon, since obviously our plastic bottles are not 40-gallon like the black tank. Gonna add 1/4 teaspoon to the bottle. Add it to the bottle. It seems to dissolve almost immediately by the time it gets down to the bottom. Okay, I got the experiment all set up. I've got a 2-liter, I think it is, or 1-liter bottle. I guess it's a 1-liter bottle, soft drink bottle. I put in 4 nibbles of dog food, and then 2 pieces of toilet paper, and then I wrapped, since the dog food's all floating, I wrapped 1 piece of dog food in toilet paper, so hopefully it will eventually sink, even though it's all still floating. But I have, as you can see, I've got them all labeled. This one is Happy Campers. Happy Campers Odor Free Holding Tank Treatment. You put this powder in. It's the only one that is a powder, not a liquid. You put it put in your toilet. You put a gallon or 2 of water, add the powder, and immediately flush. Next up, we have Camco's TST Max. And just like the other, you can see there's 4 nibbles of dog food and 3 sheets of toilet paper. Actually 5 nibbles of dog food altogether, 1 under the toilet paper. That's the TST Max. On this one, you add 2 ounces for each 40-gallon of black water or gray water tank that you have. Next is Camp Champ RV Super Digest. This one says 1 ounce, treats 40 to 60 gallons of holding tank water. Next up is Camp Champ RV Odor Abate. 32 black water treatments, 64 gray water treatments. They recommend 1 ounce black water treatments, 1/2 ounce gray water treatments. Recommended treatments are for 40 to 60 holding tanks. You can see there's a little bit more of a blue color to this than the others that we've seen so far. Next up is Unique RV Digestate Holding Tank Treatment. 2 ounces treats 40 gallons. Next up is Green Pig RV and Marine Holding Tank Treatment. Fresh lemon scent. Directions: flush 2 to 4 ounces every few days depending on usage and capacity. Next is Tank Tex RX. Totally clean, totally green. First time use, add 2 ounces to the tank. Uses after that: do not flush your tanks completely, leave an inch in the tank, and then you only need to add 1/2 ounce from there on after that step. Next up is odor loss. Absolutely no holding tank odors. Dosage on this one: 40 gallons, 4 ounces, and 1 gallon of water. It also mentions for portable tanks and septic systems if you want to treat it for that. Just some general comments. Most of them were just liquid in bottles that you have to pour out of and get your own measurements. The Happy Camper comes in a powder form, comes with its own scoop, so you can scoop and measure how much to put into your toilet. The ones that I like the best, and here's 3 different ones. 2 of them are the Camp Champ, and one is the Odor Loss. They come with the squeeze type measuring thing that you squeeze to fill up, and it measures out how much you need to put into whichever tank. Those are so much more convenient than having to get your own measuring cup or measuring spoon to measure and dump into the tanks. So that's it. The experiment's all set up. It's probably been a half hour since I started, and it looks like the toilet paper has fallen off of both the odorless dog food and the Camp Champ Super Digest. The toilet paper, for whatever reason, fell off the dog food that I covered. We'll let it sit now, and just like it was in our black tank, see what happens. As of right now, it does look like the odor loss looks like they're starting to, the dog food's starting to swell up and maybe start to dissolve a little bit more than the rest of them. I hope you're able to see that okay on video. Green Pig might be dissolving a little too, so we'll keep an eye on them, keep you posted. Okay, it's been approximately 12 hours since we started this experiment, so let's start checking some of them out. First one is the odorless or odor loss. Looks like the 4 pieces of dog food are still floating. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 of them are floating. Looks like there might be some bits, but the toilet paper still looks pretty solid, along with the dog food just looks a little swollen from absorbing water. After 12 hours, the tank tech looks like the dog food again is swollen, just like the odor loss. Toilet paper still looks pretty solid. Green Pig, all of the dog food still looks pretty solid. And it looks like toilet paper again is still pretty solid. Unique. Okay, we've got something a little different here finally. No dog food, still floating up at the top. Even I can't see that the one piece is still in there. Toilet paper does still look like it's a solid piece. However, down at the bottom is the dog food, and it is all dissolved into tiny little bits. That's a unique digest. RV Digest It. So far we have a clear winner. Can't tell. The toilet paper also looks like you can see through it almost, so it's almost dissolved also. The Camp Champ odor abate, same as all the others except the unique. Dog food just looks swollen from absorbing water. Toilet paper looks solid. The Camp Champ Super RV Super Digest. Once again, dog food's pretty much solid. Toilet paper's all down at the bottom. Still looks pretty solid. One piece. TST Max. Once again, dog food pretty much solid, just swollen up from absorbing water. Toilet paper still looks pretty solid. Oh, this is a little different. That toilet paper had all floated, and all the others, it had all sunk to the bottom right at the beginning and stayed down there. This one sunk when I first put it in, but now it's floating, and as you can see, since I moved it, it's going down. So something's a little different with this TST Max. Don't know what. Again, we'll leave it. If it's in your black tank, it's going to be in there for more than 12 hours, so we're going to leave it and keep checking them out. Happy campers. Once again, dog food pretty much solid. Might be a little bit more swollen than some of the others, but still solid and together. Toilet paper still looks solid and together at the bottom of the bottle. Oh, and I forgot. That is the Happy Campers. Okay, it's been 24 hours, so let's give a little review here. This is the Happy Campers. As you can see, the dog food's still pretty solid. Shake it up a little bit, see what happens. Even shaking it up, it doesn't seem to break it up. Toilet paper. Toilet paper still looks like a pretty solid, hasn't dissolved. I don't know if that's a statement of the Happy Campers or the toilet paper. Maybe we'll have to try some different toilet papers. Next is the TST Max. You can see as I moved it, the toilet paper that I had over the one piece of dog food has fallen to the bottom. Still pretty solid. Looks like the dog food's still solid, and so is the toilet paper. Okay, and now to the TST Max. Looks like the dog food's still pretty solid, and so is the toilet paper. Has not dissolved it at all. Champ Super Digest. Again, the dog food's still pretty solid. And looks like the toilet paper still pretty solid also. Now the Camp Champ Odor Abate. Again, the dog food is still pretty solid. And so is the toilet paper, looks like. Now the Unique RV Digest. Once again, both the toilet paper and there's just maybe a couple little pieces of toilet paper in there. But the dog food completely digested. And the toilet paper almost all digested. In fact, this one's done so good. It says it's bacteria that grows on itself, so let's add some more, see how it does with more of the dog food. Alright, so at 24 hours, just like your Blackwater system, you'll be adding more to it as time goes on. So we add more, see what happens. Onto the green pig. Again, the dog food looks like it's a little bit more swollen up, maybe a little bit more digested. Toilet paper still looks solid, but definitely not digested. Tank Tex RX. Dog food still solid. Toilet paper still solid. Odor loss. Dog food still solid. Toilet paper still solid. Just in case I didn't add enough of the chemicals proportionately to give them a fair shot, I'm going to double all of them except for the Unique one that did work. I'm going to add another quarter of a teaspoon. So we'll see if that helps. Now on to the Unique RV Digest. Once again, remember I added a whole handful of extra dog food. And once again, it is all completely dissolved. Toilet paper looks like it's, yeah, you can still see a few little pieces of toilet paper in there, but it's pretty much dissolved. Okay, it has now been a complete 48 hours. And we're going to do a review again on the Green Pig RV Marine holding tank treatment. Looks like most of the dog food has now dissolved into little bits. The toilet paper is still pretty solid. Unique RV Digest It. Now remember, this one's different than all the rest of them. I added another handful of dog food, and I did not add any more of the chemical to the bottle. Like all the rest of them, I doubled the chemical. Once again, all the dog food is gone, and the toilet paper is pretty much all dissolved. You can see little bits of toilet paper maybe, but that's about it. And then we're Unique Digest It. The happy campers, dog food is still solid. It's still floating, still solid, not even starting to break up. And the toilet paper is still solid whole pieces. TST Max. Okay, after 48 hours, there's some results with the TST Max. The dog food is pretty much all dissolved into little bits. However, the toilet paper is still solid. Plus, the toilet paper is all floating. There's none at the bottom with the TST Max. That worries me. I'm thinking when you dump your tank, all that toilet paper is now going to cling to your sensors, which is going to prevent your sensors from working. So that's one thing that worries me about the TST Max. The Camp Champ RV Super Digest. Okay, this one has some new results after 48 hours also. Once again, the dog food appears to have all dissolved, but yet the toilet paper is still pretty solid. So, some better results for the Super Digest. The Camp Champ Odor Abate. Once again, pretty much the same results. Dog food still solid. Toilet paper solid. This doesn't have to seem to have done anything in dissolving any of the solids. Okay, onto the Tank Tech RX. Once again, dog food still very solid. Not dissolving at all. Toilet paper still solid. Not dissolving at all. The odor loss, once again, solid dog food. I mean, it's maybe swollen up, but that's it. Some of it has sunk, but it's still solid. And same with the toilet paper, still solid. So odor loss has done no dissolving of the solids. Okay, so after 48 hours, I would say we definitely have some clear winners. Camp Champ Odor Abate, Tank Tech RX, Odor Loss, and Happy Campers. All big losers. All of them pretty much tied. No dissolving at all of the solids, either the dog food or the toilet paper. TST Max. After 48 hours, up to 24 hours, it hadn't dissolved them. Hardly at all. After 48 hours with doubling the dose, which I don't know, we're not doing it in a 40-gallon tank, so, it's all subjective, but it did dissolve the dog food after 48 hours with the 24 hours of doubling the chemical. However, the toilet paper did not dissolve and is floating. With all that toilet paper floating, that really worries me that it's going to clog the sensors, so your tank level sensors will not work with the TST Max. Camp Champ Super RV Digest. It seems to have worked well. Toilet paper still fairly solid, but again, remember, this is just regular septic safe toilet paper. It is not the expensive RV safe toilet paper, but it's still fairly solid. But the dog food is all digested. That's a Camp Champ RV Super Digest. Now the Camp Champ Odor Abate didn't appear to do anything. And the Green Pig, another clear winner. I mean, the dog food is just all dissolved. So, but the toilet paper is not. So I guess you can see there are still many chunks in there, but the clear winner for the whole time, using half of the chemical and double the dog food, is a Unique RV Digest. Toilet paper, as you can see, there's just bits of it in there, but the dog food is completely dissolved. I added actually more than double, a whole lot extra handful of dog food and no more chemical, and that Unique RV Digest did just like it said. The bacteria grows and eats more and more of the solids. In my opinion, Unique RV Digest is a clear winner.